Welcome to our Hong Kong Brief program, where we dive into the latest happenings with a touch of ease. Today, we've got a mix of political intrigue, economic shifts, and environmental strides to discuss. First off, Taiwan's new president, William Lai Ching-te, is stepping into office with quite the challenge as tensions with China continue to escalate, especially around the waters of Kinmen. It's a tricky start for Lai, who will need to navigate through these troubled waters both literally and figuratively. Moving on to economic news, China's foreign investment inflows have seen a significant dip, falling 26.1% in the first quarter of 2023. Despite promises of openness, it seems investors are holding back, marking a rocky start to the year for China's economy. But it's not all gloom, as investment from Germany has spiked, showing that all is not lost. Lastly, in a shift towards sustainability, Hong Kong's hotels are bracing for a new single-use plastics ban that could see operational costs soar and possibly deter patrons. It's a bold move in the fight against plastic waste, but not without its challenges for the hospitality industry. Please stay tuned for more detailed insights on these stories. In the dynamic and ever-evolving geopolitical landscape of East Asia, Taiwan's incoming government, led by President-elect William Lai Ching-te, is poised for a challenging tenure. According to the South China Morning Post, Lai's administration will inherit a series of intricate issues, notably the persistent incursions by Chinese Coast Guard ships into Taiwanese waters near Kinmen Island. This situation has been exacerbated by the controversial killing of two Chinese fishermen in a collision with a Taiwanese Coast Guard vessel, a matter that initially saw denials of the incident before an admission was made. As Lai prepares to take office on May 20, succeeding President Tsai Ing-wen, the eyes of the world will be on how he navigates these troubled waters, both literally and metaphorically. Meanwhile, China is grappling with its own set of economic challenges. Nikkei Asia reports a significant downturn in the nation's foreign investment inflows, which fell by 26.1% in the first quarter of 2023 compared to the same period the previous year. This decline has been noted despite China's vows of increased openness to foreign investment, with the total amount of inbound foreign investment plummeting to 301.7 billion Chinese yuan, $41.7 billion. Notably, the first quarter figure is the lowest since 2020 when China was battling the initial wave of COVID-19 cases. Although there was a 41% increase over the fourth quarter of 2022, growth decelerated in March, raising concerns about the country's economic recovery and its attractiveness to foreign investors. On another front, Hong Kong is facing its own set of challenges as it prepares to implement a ban on single-use plastics, a move that has stirred apprehension among hoteliers in the city. As reported by the South China Morning Post, the ban aims to curb plastic waste and promote environmental sustainability but comes with significant implications for the hospitality industry. The first phase of the ban, starting on April 22, will see a prohibition on single-use plastic products in venues such as hotels, with a later stage extending the ban to the free distribution of items like earplugs and dental floss picks. Hotel industry chiefs have voiced concerns over the potential for increased operational costs and the possibility of deterring patrons, which could further delay the sector's recovery in a sluggish economy. While some hoteliers have found that the transition to eco-friendly alternatives has had a manageable impact on costs, others fear customer complaints about the lack of free amenities could tarnish their establishments' reputations. Despite these concerns, the government is committed to promoting the ban across hotels, travel booking websites, and border crossings, underscoring its dedication to environmental sustainability. These developments across Taiwan, China, and Hong Kong highlight the complex interplay of geopolitical tensions, economic challenges, and environmental initiatives shaping the region. As Taiwan's new government braces for potential confrontations with China, the latter faces economic headwinds that could test its resolve and attractiveness to foreign investors. Meanwhile, Hong Kong's move towards environmental sustainability, though laudable, underscores the delicate balance between ecological responsibility and economic viability. Each of these narratives reflects the broader themes of resilience, adaptation, and the pursuit of progress amidst adversity, painting a vivid picture of a region at a crossroads, striving to navigate the uncertainties of the future. In the competitive world of triathlon, the road to the Olympics is fraught with challenges and intense rivalry. The South China Morning Post recently highlighted the journey of Hong Kong's Jason Tai Long, who is in a fierce battle for Olympic qualification. Ng's primary rival, Ian Bisenbave, has been showing signs of vulnerability, according to Hong Kong's head coach, Andrew Wright. Wright, with a keen eye for competition, has noticed cracks in his armor as Bisenbave seems to be faltering under the pressure of the race to the Olympics. This observation came after Ng managed to outperform Bisenbave in a recent race, positioning himself more favorably for the coveted new Flag Games qualification spot. Wright's strategic insights extend beyond Ng's competition, as he also sees potential for Bailey Brown, Ng's teammate, in her quest for the women's new flag position. Brown is up against a Kazakh athlete, and Wright believes that with a strong performance in the upcoming race, Brown has a solid chance of securing her spot in the Olympics. This story of determination and strategic planning showcases the intense preparation and mental fortitude required in the pursuit of Olympic dreams. Meanwhile, in the realm of international diplomacy, the South China Morning Post reported on the departure of China's ambassador to Canada, Song Peiwu. After nearly 5 years in his post, Song's return to China marks a significant moment amid the ongoing tensions between the two nations. The relationship between Canada and China has been strained, particularly in light of concerns over alleged Chinese meddling in Canadian elections. Song's exit coincides with Canada's Deputy Foreign Minister David Morrison's visit to China, a time when the two countries are navigating their complicated relationship. The backdrop of this diplomatic shuffle includes the contentious arrest of Huawei's CFO by Canada on a U.S. extradition request, which led to China detaining 2 Canadians in what appeared to be a retaliatory move. These developments underscore the delicate balance of international relations and the complexities that diplomats navigate. On a different note, the South China Morning Post shared insights into the benefits of exercise on sleep quality. A study published in the medical journal BMJ Open, conducted by European and Australian researchers, followed 4,399 individuals aged 39 to 67 over a decade. The findings revealed that participants who engaged in at least 2 hours of exercise per week had significantly lower chances of experiencing sleep-related problems. Specifically, these active individuals were 42% less likely to have difficulty falling asleep and 40% less likely to suffer from symptoms of insomnia compared to their inactive counterparts. The study highlighted the transformative power of exercise, not just for physical health but also for improving sleep quality. A martial artist and runner attested to the positive impact of regular physical activity on their sleep, echoing the study's findings and underscoring the importance of staying active for overall well-being. These stories, ranging from the competitive spirit of athletes aiming for the Olympics to the intricate dance of international diplomacy and the universal quest for better health through exercise, illustrate the diverse challenges and opportunities that shape our world. Whether it's the strategic calculations of a sports coach, the careful maneuvers of diplomats, or the simple yet effective solution to sleep problems, each narrative offers a glimpse into the complexities and triumphs of human endeavors. In a world where global concerns often intersect with local issues, recent developments in the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, and Hong Kong highlight the complexity of navigating environmental safety, academic integrity, and human rights. Starting in the heart of Africa, Bloomberg reports a significant development in the mining sector. Zijin Mining, a major player in the industry, has been forced to suspend operations at its law company Miniere de Musonoi copper and cobalt mine in the DRC. The reason? Excessive radiation detected in its cobalt production. This mine, a critical source of cobalt, a byproduct of copper production, produced 2,200 tons of the valuable mineral last year. Cobalt is essential for various applications, including the production of rechargeable batteries and electronics. The closure came into effect earlier this week as government officials took the step to test cobalt shipments. These shipments had been blocked and returned after being exported, raising alarms about environmental safety and health risks associated with radiation exposure. Zijin owns a significant 72% stake in the mine, with the remainder controlled by the state-owned Gécamines, highlighting the intricate partnership between private and public sectors in the extraction industry. Switching gears to Hong Kong, the South China Morning Post brings to light two pressing issues that reflect the city's current socio-political climate. First, the integrity of Hong Kong's academic examination system has been compromised. The Hong Kong Examinations and Assessment Authority, HKAA, finds itself in a predicament as more test content for the ongoing university entrance exams leaked on mainland China social media. This breach of academic integrity has prompted the HKAA to take stringent measures, including filing a police report and vowing to follow up strictly on cases where examination papers were inappropriately shared on social media platforms. This incident not only challenges the fairness and credibility of the examination process, but also raises questions about the security of sensitive information in an increasingly digital world. Furthermore, the erosion of rights and freedoms in Hong Kong has caught the attention of the international community. The South China Morning Post reports that UK Minister for the Indo-Pacific, Anne-Marie Trevelyan, has expressed deep concerns over the situation. During her visit to the city, the first by a British official since the enactment of Hong Kong's domestic national security law, Trevelyan plans to press Hong Kong authorities over the perceived decline in the city's autonomy and freedoms. Her agenda includes discussions on the national security law, trade links, and human rights issues not only in Hong Kong but also in Xinjiang and Tibet. This diplomatic engagement signifies the UK's ongoing interest in the former British colony's welfare and the broader implications for international relations and human rights advocacy. These stories, while distinct in their focus, ranging from environmental health concerns in the DRC to academic integrity and human rights issues in Hong Kong, underscore the interconnectedness of our modern world. Whether it's the safety of workers and communities in mining operations or the preservation of academic and political freedoms, the challenges we face demand vigilant attention and collaborative efforts across borders. As we navigate these complex issues, the importance of transparency, accountability, and international dialogue becomes ever more apparent, shaping the path toward a more equitable and sustainable future. In a riveting turn of events that feels plucked straight from a crime drama, a senior police officer in Hong Kong found himself on the wrong side of the law, entangled in a web of deceit over mortgage fraud. According to the South China Morning Post, Superintendent Harbour Chan Hoi Kong, 50, was found guilty of fraudulently obtaining mortgages to the tune of more than 26 million Hong Kong dollars, $3.32 million. In a daring move, Chan claimed in his 2019 mortgage applications that he was employed in the private sector, boasting a monthly income between 115,000 Hong Kong dollars and 246,500 Hong Kong dollars. However, the truth was far less glamorous. He was actually raking in about 150,000 Hong Kong dollars per month from his job with the force. His co-defendant, businessman Wong Honai, didn't escape the law's grip either, found guilty of one charge relating to the bank involved in the case, though he dodged the bullet with the credit firm. Meanwhile, the legal landscape in Hong Kong has been under the international microscope, particularly with the passage of the controversial Article 23 law. Amidst the turmoil, the South China Morning Post reports a surprising development. Beijing has lavished praise on Hong Kong's largest lawyer group, the Law Society, for its neutrality during these contentious times. The society's head, Chan Chuk-ming, relayed that Beijing officials were especially pleased with how the Law Society utilized plain language to demystify the legislation for both local and international audiences. This move comes at a critical juncture when Western countries have leveled accusations against Hong Kong authorities for undermining the rights and freedoms of its citizens through the law. Chan Chuk-ming also touched on the delicate balance between defending the country and safeguarding human rights, suggesting that an independent judiciary could serve as the linchpin. In a separate but equally compelling narrative, tech giant Apple found itself in a tight spot, navigating the choppy waters of international politics and digital censorship. The Associated Press reports that Apple removed Meta's WhatsApp and Threads apps from China's App Store, bowing to orders from Chinese authorities who cited national security concerns. This decision underscores the complex relationship between global tech companies and China, a country known for its stringent control over the internet and social media. WhatsApp and Threads, while not as popular in China as the Tencent-owned WeChat, represent the broader challenges faced by digital platforms operating within the country. Apple's statement, "We are obligated to follow the laws in the countries where we operate, even when we disagree," highlights the ethical and operational dilemmas tech companies face as they balance adherence to local laws with global standards for digital freedom and privacy. These stories, each fascinating in their own right, weave together a narrative of power, law, and digital governance that spans the globe. From the shadowy dealings of a senior police officer in Hong Kong to the high-stakes legal balancing act in the wake of Article 23, and on to the digital battleground where tech giants like Apple navigate censorship and national security demands, these events underscore the complex interplay of ethics, law, and power in our modern world. In a world where diplomacy often takes the form of grand gestures and symbolic offerings, the news that China will send a pair of giant pandas to San Francisco next year stands out as a particularly heartwarming example. According to the South China Morning Post, this generous act is intended as a goodwill gesture ahead of U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken's expected trip to China next week. For San Francisco, a city that prides itself on its technological innovation and cultural diversity, this will mark the first official giant panda lease since the establishment of diplomatic relations between Washington and Beijing. The decision follows a similar agreement with San Diego Zoo earlier this year, and ongoing discussions with Washington's National Zoo, highlighting China's continued efforts to foster international relationships through its beloved pandas. Meanwhile, in a different sphere of Sino-international relations, China's market regulator has launched a quintet of measures aimed at reviving Hong Kong's struggling stock market. The South China Morning Post reports that the China Securities Regulatory Commission, CSRC, is set to deepen its cooperation with Hong Kong by introducing initiatives designed to boost liquidity, attract international investors, and enhance the competitive edge of both the mainland and Hong Kong. Among these measures are plans to relax eligibility criteria for exchange-traded fund (ETF) products within the Stock Connect mechanism and to ease listing rules for Chinese companies wishing to launch initial public offerings (IPOs) in Hong Kong. This strategic move underscores China's commitment to optimizing Hong Kong's status as a global financial hub, even in the face of economic challenges. However, not all cross-border cultural exchanges proceed as smoothly. Fans of the Hong Kong boy band Mirror were left disappointed after a much-anticipated concert in Malaysia was cancelled. The South China Morning Post details the frustration and anger of fans who had been eagerly looking forward to the event. Despite the concert organizer, Unusual Entertainment, offering ticket exchanges for the band's Singapore show and compensation for travel expenses, many fans found themselves unable to attend due to financial constraints and scheduling conflicts. Makerville, the band's management company, expressed disappointment over the cancellation but remained hopeful that Mirror would be able to meet their fans around the world in the future. This incident highlights the challenges and complexities of international entertainment tours, especially in a world still navigating the aftermath of a global pandemic. These stories, spanning the realms of diplomacy, finance, and entertainment, showcase the multifaceted nature of China's engagement with the world. From the soft power symbolized by the gift of giant pandas to San Francisco, to the strategic economic measures aimed at bolstering Hong Kong's financial market, and even the trials faced by entertainers on the international stage, China's influence is felt in various ways. Each narrative, whether it centers on cuddly pandas or the aspirations of a boy band, reflects the ongoing dialogue between cultures, economies, and peoples in our increasingly interconnected global community. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email,